Hey, everybody, this is Jonathan Ogden, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show.
Hey, Bruin fans, this is David Singleton, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show. Go Bruins.
Hey, this is Wayne Cook, and you're listening to What's Bruin Show.
Hey, guys, it's Chris Johnson, UCLA national champion. I need y'all to listen to the What's Bruin Show. These dudes are off the hook.
This is Maurice Jones-Drew, and you're listening to the What's Bruin Show.
You're listening to the What's Bruin Show, part of the What's Bruin Show network, with your hosts, Jake Berryfield and Mike Regalado, and occasionally some friends, talking all things UCLA sports. And now, it's time for the What's Bruin Show.
Hello, welcome to the What's Bruin Show. I am your host, Jake Merrifield, and in a few minutes, we're going to be joined by my good buddy, Mike Regalado. And we're going to talk some UCLA stuff, I suppose, like normal. But before I do that, I'm going to bring on another special guest to tease his show. But it's the What's Bruin Show on the What's Bruin Show Network. Thank you for your support. And, of course, you can call us on the hotline, 805-399-4WS, second brain of Troy. And you can email us at what'sbruinshow@gmail.com, and on the Twitter at What's Bruin Show, and the Patreon and the Substack. It's all down there below us. If you want to give us your $2 donation, we appreciate it.
$2.
We've been doing it for a while, and we appreciate all of your support. But we also, because of the What's Bruin Show Network, there's also other shows that we do, and one of those is West Coast Bias.
Well, you're just all about the West Coast bias. You don't like the East Coast.
I used to be a co-host of that, and it just hasn't been like that recently because, who's got time for all that stuff when your partner's in Arizona? But I'm bringing my good friend Jamaal Artist back onto the show at ChampsPapa1015 on the Twitter X thingy. Jamaal, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Jake. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. And Jamaal is publishing a show. It'll be in your feed probably, before this one, and also on its own separate West Coast Bias feed through the West Coast Bias Substack. But it's NBA playoff time, and it's Dodger baseball time, and stuff is coming to a head. I think hockey's wrapping up too. I imagine you probably talked a little bit about that. But Jamaal,
yep.
You just did a West Coast Bias a few minutes ago.
The West Coast Bias.
And I really just want to ask you a couple pointed questions about it. Number one, how do you feel the Dodgers are this year? Briefly.
I guarantee you the Dodgers will make the postseason.
Yeah, right.
Been my guarantee since the World Series ended. That's been my guarantee.
I saw some quote about one of the free agents, like, "Oh yeah, if you come here, we'll make you a Hall of Famer or something like that." And I'm like, yeah, that's the state of the Dodgers right now. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty badass, and we're just right at the beginning of the season. But kind of aligned with the Dodgers, the new owners of the Lakers, the Walter Group, with all that. Jamaal, my Laker ticket prices when I bought them 25 years ago, I think I bought them originally, and they were like $50 or $60 per pair. Okay, now this last year they were all the way up to about $150 for a pair. And I get that. That's 20 years of inflation, all that stuff. Guess what they are per pair now going into this next year? This is the first year of that ownership group.
$250.
That very close. They're like $225 per pair now, I believe, which is just like wow. So a pretty big hike for my Lakers.
Yeah, I mean they've done the same with the Dodgers, and they've owned them for less time. And now a pair in the top deck. Probably 25 years ago, each ticket was probably like $12, and now a pair is probably like $75, and that's in the top deck. So I'm not surprised. Yeah. I'm not. They know they have one of the marquee franchises. They know they have a reputation of building back up a marquee franchise. So they know that they can put that out, and somebody will buy the tickets.
Well, and I mean, you can't argue with success. I mean, if they do with the Lakers what they've done with the Dodgers, then fine. That's great. I can't wait to see Ohtani hitting threes, but it'll be pretty badass.
It would be pretty badass.
Yeah, but looking at the Lakers, Jamaal, I was over the moon. I was trying to find time to do a podcast with you a couple weeks ago when they were just like fully operational, and you had Luka, and you had freaking Austin and LeBron, sublimating himself into the perfect, kind of role playery superstar, uber mensch. And then all of a sudden it all fell apart. And No Luka.
In one game.
No Austin.
In
It was
just one
terrible.
game.
Just absolutely in a 90-point blowout loss to the friggin' to the Thunder. It's just absolutely brutal.
Yep.
So just in a brief nutshell, where are you at with this particular Laker team going into these particular playoffs against a team that, at least it's the best matchup they could have hoped for, I guess, against the Rockets. Where are you at with this matchup?
Yeah. Rockets in 5.
Oh, you are sound droppy poppy. Where'd it go? Oh my God. Why? Why?
Because the reality is, I think that if this was a fully healthy team, I think it'd be Lakers in 5 for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a meme way. I mean, that's where they were. They're hitting all cylinders. Technically, funny enough, with Marcus Smart coming back, they were getting healthier.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that shut down Kevin Durant in those back-to-back games in March. And now even if he shuts down Kevin Durant, they've got all these young wing players that they're not going to – it almost feels like last year again, where even though they were the higher seed, the Lakers didn't seem like they were disadvantaged against Minnesota. But as soon as they got on the court, it's two total different teams. And if you're telling me that your leadership – LeBron James is 41. And these are playoff games, remember. And in the opening round, they play them pretty quickly. They don't have. Well, no, sorry. No, I guess
not anymore.
In the opening.
Got plenty of time to rest.
They got plenty of time to rest.
Jamaal, let me stop you right there. Just for the first time that I can remember, I went to go post because I can't go to game 1 because I'm in Berkeley, so I posted for sale, and I looked at game 2, which I'm hoping I can go to. And it was like game 1 Saturday, game 2 TBD, and I'm like, okay, I guess it's NBA playoff time. We have no idea when anything's happening.
I forgot about that.
That's crazy.
So I guess that's the one thing you can, when you're talking about your best player being LeBron and he's 41, your best defender being Marcus Smart and he's 32, 33 with an injury history, coming back trying to get healthy. My biggest concern with is just the other team is just a younger team minus Durant. So if you're saying that Durant and LeBron give you your best, so they kind of cancel it out, but then you get all these tall wing players. I know it's like, they had not quite the successes that they wanted last year. But this is a totally different team. They're just things where it's like, without Luka, your best 2 scorers not there, 2 of your best ball handlers not there. You're talking about Luke Kennard has to bring the ball up now. Maybe this Kobe two-way player that they got brought up, or maybe was it the Smith Jr. that they signed to be with the top team because they're not going to have Luka and Reeves possibly for the whole series, maybe for one game. At least that's what I'm hearing for Luka.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be optimistic that this is, and even if the Lakers play them close every game, I think that's the problem, is like that the Rockets might have the edge. Where if it's a close game every game, it's going to be like those Nuggets series where the Lakers just didn't have enough to close out the game.
That's fine, but you know what, pal? You know what, pal?
Have enough.
The goddamn Rockets are not the Denver Nuggets, and Kevin Durant is a far cry from Sabon, or what's his name? What's the giant?
Jokic.
Jokic.
Yeah.
He's no Jokic, and they're like team bad vibes. The Lakers were team bad vibes for about 20 minutes, and they reclaimed it. So you know what? It's a coin flip, baby. It's a coin flip, but it's no worse than a coin flip. So I don't want to hear that negativity from you over there, Mr. Freaking 1-4 on the series. Okay? So when the Lakers win their second game of the series, I'm going to call you back, and I'm going to rub your nose in a little bit. Okay, pal? Mr. Negative Nelly.
Yes.
This is house money for these guys because everything happened. It's absolutely house money.
That's the thing. I'll give the Lakers credit. They easily could have lost all the 5 games afterward, and they seem to have coalesced and been like, hey, why not us? They probably should have beaten Dallas, but they didn't. It was on the road. It was right after the injuries. So, it's possible that they could have won that game had they had a little better chance of coalescing. Marcus Smart wasn't in that game. Yeah. As soon as they brought back Marcus Smart, they were a strong team. Now, they did beat up on crap teams like Golden State and Utah, but that's fine. We've seen them struggle against those crap teams in the past when they're fully healthy. So the fact that they put a whooping on them, that gives you some optimism.
I'm looking forward.
Gelled together, but... It's hard. It's hard to be that optimistic.
No, it is. But I'm like, this is a coin flip series to me, and I'm looking forward to 1997 vintage basketball of like a water buffalo fighting a mammoth or something, and just
gum it up.
None of the shots go in. It's all fouls and elbows and stuff, and that's kind of what the series that I want to see out of this particular one. And then hopefully, it's such a shame. I'm going to leave you with this question, but hopefully they can battle in the series. Jamaal, you just said 1-4 Lakers lose, but how optimistic did you get during the nice stretch? That's all I want to know.
Oh, during the nice stretch, I thought they could win 2 series. I thought for sure they were going to win the first series. I thought the second series, if it was the Spurs, I thought they were capable. I thought it would be a struggle, but I thought they were capable because the Spurs were so young, and the playoff basketball is different.
Yeah,
they had the veterans. They had the veterans, that kind of thing. But for sure, I thought they were going to win a first-round series, for sure. Because they were going to have the 3 seed. I didn't care who they faced. You could have told me Nuggets, Timberwolves, Rockets. I honestly thought they were going to win a first-round series, fully healthy, and playing the way they were. But we're here, so...
Here we are. All right, well, Jamaal, thank you for jumping on. This is the What's Bruin show, not West Coast Bias. But you can listen to West Coast Bias and listen to Jamaal talk about all those West Coast LA sports. And we thank you for hopping on to tease it, Jamaal. So you have
let me just throw one
Please.
little West Coast Bias fact up. Did you know this is the first year since 2013 the Clippers, the Lakers, the Ducks, and the Kings all clinched at least.
Well, you're just all about the West Coast bias. You don't like the East Coast.
Depending on all the winter sports, all of them will at least get to host one home game because the Clippers are hosting their playing game. So we'll see if they win it and get a chance to go into the actual playoffs. But give credit to these teams. Nobody picked any of these. Most of these teams, nobody thought they would get in the postseason. Even like a month and a half ago, everyone thought the Lakers would be playing team. Kings wouldn't make it. The Ducks were young. Maybe they wouldn't make it. Clippers, they started out 6-21. So kudos to all these teams for making it interesting, at least up to this point.
That's very good. All right, Jamaal. Well, thank you very much. And you have a good night. Say hello to Marge and the kids. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks, Jake.
All right, brother. See
you soon.
All right. Well, thank you to Jamaal. And now I will bring Mike on in a minute so we can have the proper What's Bruin show. All right, gentlemen, Let's Bruin Hotline. It's Mike Regalado. Thank you, Mike, for coming on the show. And
Iron Mike.
I hope you're doing well, brother. Mikey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm all right, Jake. It's been a busy week for me and my besties, the UCLA women's basketball team.
That's right.
Excuse me. Man, I thought things were going to die down with basketball season ending. Hell no. Not when you win the national championship, and not when you have a stud like Bob Chesney bringing in other studs to play for future seasons and having a very energetic spring ball and the men's team, which ain't too shabby themselves in the transfer portal. So there's a lot to talk about. So.
A lot of stuff going on. So you want to start with the women, the men's, B-balls, or you want to talk about football?
Let's do women's basketball because that's all the rage. That's all everyone's talking about. Literally, like
all right,
everyone.
Women's basketball. In honor of Nancy and Carrie, our correspondents.
Basketball.
Let's go.
Hells yeah.
They are the champions.
Jake, the national championship UCLA women's basketball team has had quite a week.
Go Bruins. Go Bruins.
And it kind of sucks for them just because they have to cram it into 1 week.
Right.
Because unlike the end of unlike the end of football to the NFL draft, which is at the end of this month, that's 4 months. Men's basketball just ended, but the NBA draft isn't going to be until June. Yeah, any candidate for the WNBA only has a week to prepare. And if you are the national championship team, you literally are the last team, one of two of the last teams standing. So the Bruins, who had quite a week themselves, which I'll get into, they also had to quickly prepare for the WNBA draft, which I will shortly get into. But just after we talked last week when we talked about the national championship game and what it meant for the Bruins and how they just destroyed South Carolina, everybody wanted a piece of them. They were on Jimmy Kimmel Live. The Lakers and the Clippers honored them at their respective halftimes on Tuesday and Wednesday. They had the national championship celebration at Pauley Pavilion last Wednesday, which I was there.
Go Bruins.
Just first off, Pauley Pavilion, UCLA, get your stuff together. The Wi-Fi is sucking this year. Fix it.
Oh, wow.
Secondly, no, it was just really good to see Pauley Pavilion half full. And I'm not saying half full because that's all they could get, because the stage was facing one side, so everybody packed into the north side of Pauley Pavilion, and it was great to see fans, just pack Pauley Pavilion, kids, a lot of little girls who were just trying to get a picture, try to see their heroes, Kiki Rice, Gabriela Jaquez, Lauren Betts, and as well as the queen herself, Corey Close, who's just been everywhere. It's been a whirlwind week, and usually football teams and men's basketball teams get a little bit more time, but women, they can do it in a week. That says something about the state of our world.
Well, but also, isn't it a little bit of a strike while the iron's hot sort of mentality too? There's a sport that's trying to grow, and if they let any of the kind of the attention go a little bit, then people are like, oh yeah, okay, we're done with that kind of thing. So it's like they need to kind of do it all in the moment, I think, to like capitalize on all the momentum.
Yes, totally. But also because the WNBA season itself starts in about a month, I think.
Yeah, no, I know. And it's you have a draft and then you have a season coming.
Yeah. So, but it is good to have all of that attention, because like even today, KNX 1070, my go-to news station in Los Angeles, reports news and traffic. All day they were talking about the which we will get into, the record 6 players from UCLA that were taken in the WNBA draft last night.
Cool.
But
Go Bruins,
I guess we should get into that.
Go Bruins.
6 seniors, 6 selections. Unfortunately, only 5 were invited, but Charlize Ledger-Walker, I guess she was invited as a guest.
Yay.
She was also there.
She kind of crashed the party and got drafted anyway?
Oh yeah,
that's kind of like how she plays. That's kind of how she plays too. Yeah, that's good. I love that.
Kind of right. Yeah, actually, nice. But yeah, she was a second round selection, but still, she's a professional now. I would love to be a second round selection in the basketball pros, but it started out. Lauren Betts was taken 4th, which was expected. Some people had her going number 1 overall, but I'm blanking on the team right now who had the overall number 1. They sorely needed a point guard, and they took Azzi Fudd, because she's an absolute baller. So why not? But the Bruins then heard the number 4 pick by the Washington Mystics select Lauren Betts. Boom, Betts is in the pros, and then immediately after, for the number 5 pick, Gabriela Jaquez was selected by the Chicago Sky. Oh, it gets better, Jake. At number 6, Kiki Rice was taken by the expansion team, the Toronto Tempo, tying the record for most players taken in a draft by a single school. And this is only the second time in history where 3 players from the same school were taken in consecutive picks,
which is pretty cool.
So, yeah, and that's only half. Then we get to who was next? I believe, it was the Washington Mystics had 3 picks in the first round, and they used their second on your favorite, Jake, Angela Dugalich, who will be reunited with Lauren Betts,
which is really cool. I guess I'm a Mystics fan now.
Oh, hells yeah, exactly. Dude, I was thinking about this today. I was like, I loosely watched the WNBA, kind of like the NBA. Just I'm aware of who's in who's a front runner, who's a championship contender. I'm aware of who the best players are. But this year, I'm like, damn, I'm going to have to be following all these teams. So Dugalich is heading to Washington with Betts, and already people are talking about how that's a championship contending team. So can you imagine that? I think it would be within 6 months, potentially Lauren Betts and Angela Dugalich could win 2 national championships.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's awesome. A few slots after that, I believe it was at number 15. Gianna Neepkins was taken by the Connecticut Sun. Which has been a really good program, and I'm jealous of them. They're getting one hell of a sharpshooter in Neepkins. But it gets better for them because with the 18th pick in the second round, Charlize Leisure Walker, who crashed the party, was selected by Connecticut. So now the Connecticut Sun have 2 Bruins. The Washington Mystics have 2 Bruins. But it was announced 2 days ago. I think it was on Monday. Michaela Onyenwere, who we all know as a Bruin, this past year, she was actually a coach. She was an assistant coach on the Bruins. She signed, I believe it's a 2-year contract with the Washington Mystics.
Oh, wow.
So Coach Onyenwere, Lauren Betts, and Angela Dugalich will all be on the Washington Mystics. So Jake, yes, we are all Mystics right now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was quite an amazing feat. You know, no dancing, like individual dancing. You know, we didn't get the dancing from Betts, Hawkes, and Leisure Walker, but it was just fun. We saw all the families were there. You know, all the Bruins were just so happy and proud. They were photos with each other. It was just a fantastic display of love and you know, just friendship on this team. And they were kind of joking. I was watching some post draft interviews, and they were saying that, you know, you're going to have to go up against these teams. And they were all joking, like, well, we kind of have the inside track. You know, we have the scouting report on these players. Which is pretty funny, but yeah, we're going to be able to see these 6 Bruins in action very shortly.
Mike.
But yeah, it was good to see all of this attention, and I want to get back to one other thing. But what's up, Jake?
I was going to ask you, number one, of all the women who were drafted from UCLA, who do you think's? I mean, I think I know what your answer's going to be. Who do you think's in the best position and the worst position? Like, I know we don't know a whole lot about WNBA teams, but what do you feel about where they all ended up? It sounds like we're all Mystics fans. What do you think about Hawkes going to Chicago? Or I see Toronto. Kiki went to an expansion team, for goodness sakes. That's got to be a weird situation.
Yeah, she also said, I've never been to Toronto, but hey,
Toronto's pretty lit.
I think the surprise pick was Hawkes at number 5. She was projected to go to be picked 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah,
but I guess her performance in the Final Four, Chicago saw. Well, just to put it plainly, they saw just a baller. Right. She's the Swiss Army knife. She plays on she's a hard-nosed defensive player. She really improved her 3-point game, and that's going to help out. That should translate well into the pros. And right now, Chicago, who is doing well, they're kind of revamping. They've made a few key trades recently. What was it? Who's the one? Oh God, I'm blanking on her name. The one from LSU 2 years ago. She was she went up against Caitlin Clark. God, what's her name? Anyway, she was in Chicago for 2 years. She's now traded to the Atlanta Dream, and I think she will be matched up with Monique Billings, another former Bruin.
Oh, nice.
So a lot of movement right now with a lot of teams, but. I think Lauren and Dugalich are in the best position to have successful careers out of the gate. Kiki, I think she'll be a building block with Toronto, and
it's tough going to
just
expansion.
depending on how. Yeah, seriously. And just depending on how Connecticut works out, I mean, they got two, basically a point guard in Charlize Leisure Walker and just two sharpshooters with her and Neekins. So this is going to be a fun season. Yeah, I'm very
It's
excited.
cool. It happened so soon.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as I was thinking about this too, Eric Sondheimer from the LA Times, he pointed this out. He said that no Bruins for the Sparks, which one would hope that maybe UCLA can keep someone home, but Sparks didn't even have a first round pick, and with 5 going in the first round, that was not in the cards. So, sorry, Sparks fans, but yeah, it's going to. This should be a fun season. I am definitely
all of the Bruins were
my
picked
interest
before
is
they had
definitely
their,
peaked.
all of the Bruins were picked before they had their first pick, so they didn't even have an opportunity. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like they picked at 20.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Charlize went at 18. So that was rough.
18, yeah.
The other thing, Mike, before I know you said you had one other thing you wanted to get to with this, is it's funny because you can never make these arguments in the NFL. You can't make it in the NBA or anywhere else. But then you don't have an unprecedented draft class like this. When you say that the entire UCLA squad, almost many of their meaningful players get drafted in one draft, and 5 in the first round. What does that say about like just this UCLA team facing off against pro teams? I mean, they were almost at that level, it seems like, and that's kind of like I don't know how ridiculous this is or not, but you think about the very, very, very apex, the very, very top of college women's basketball, and it doesn't seem like it's that far off of whatever the WNBA is or professional basketball. So that's an interesting dynamic that's not really around for the other sports right now. Do you think that's a fair statement?
Oh, definitely, and especially because these are all seniors; they're all older.
Yeah.
People forgot about that. Yeah, definitely, and that was a talking point after the NCAA championship. A lot of people were like, "Oh my God, yeah, these are like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, basically NBA ready players." So, just especially the top 3. They should be able to their game should translate well to the WNBA, especially Betts. I mean, Betts has already been working with Team USA, and she admitted, God, when was this? Like maybe 3, 4, 5 months ago. She admitted that not that it was easier, but I mean, she wanted to see how she stacked up against the pros, and it wasn't necessarily easier, but she was able to run with them. And that's a positive right there. Like when I heard that, I'm like, oh, dude, national championship. Come on now.
Very cool.
So,
what was the last thing you want to mention about WNBA?
Yeah,
about this situation, women's basketball.
Okay. I don't know if you know this guy, but French soccer player, and he played for Arsenal for many years. Thierry Henry. He said today, and I guess this was for the UEFA Cup or whatever it was. He gave a shout out to the UCLA women's basketball, and specifically
Betts
and Jaquez, and it was like, whoa, what? It's funny to hear a Frenchman talk about it. It's like, yes, and Jaquez is a very good defender. I love what she did. I was like, holy crap! So cheers to that. So that's what's going on with the WNBA draft. Yeah, just really. Just really surprising, happy, little emotional. We don't get to see these ladies in blue and gold again, but they did say they'll be back to watch the Bruins next year. But yeah, so
pretty cool.
Changing subjects briefly. UCLA women's basketball transfer recruiting, already 3 selections. The transfer portal opened about a week ago, and obviously coaches have been on the phone messaging players, and UCLA got their first commitment. When was that? Last Thursday, I believe it was. Arkansas transfer guard Bonnie Diaz. Where are her numbers? I haven't heard. Jake, she's 5'9". She went to Arkansas. 5'9", averaged 9 rebounds a game.
Oh, wow.
As a point guard.
It's good
As a
nose for the
point
ball.
guard for Arkansas. Yeah, exactly. Very good defender, knows exactly where she has to be on the court. Also very very headstrong, very savvy. And that's going to help out too, because like this past year, the Bruins essentially had a 2-point guard backcourt with Leisure Walker and Rice. Well, they're going to have the same thing again next year because UCLA is having a player return to the program as Finnish national Elina Aransalo is returning to the Bruins after 1 year away as she was at North Carolina. Now, this is really interesting because she was awesome. When she said, about a year ago, when she put her name in the transfer portal to go away from UCLA, it was kind of a shock, kind of understood because she's a point guard. But you also had Leisure Walker come in here. It didn't seem like she would get much playing time. But hey, she was a starter at North Carolina. She definitely got some more reps and was I think she averaged double digits, but the fact that she's improved her defense, she's improved her court vision. So to be able to have that person who filled in for Kiki Rice at the start of the 24-25 season when Rice was injured and had shoulder issues, I'm loving this. A lot of people are like,
Cool.
why is she coming back? She left, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, who cares? She's coming back. She's a baller. She has great floor vision. Yeah, she was a youngster when she was here 2 seasons ago, but I'm very excited for this. And then on top of that, the Bruins got a third commit from TCU transfer Donovan Hunter, who was on a very good TCU team, but it was she was overshadowed by Olivia Miles, and I'm forgetting the other guard who were just national athletes that got national attention. But Hunter's no slouch. I think she averaged nearly a double-double with TCU. So to be able to have her experience and savvy on the court is going to be awesome. Now, Corey Close said that she needs at least 5 players from the transfer portal to really balance out this team. She has 3 guards. She definitely needs to focus on hopefully 2 post players. One, unless she gets like a really good a guard, like an elite guard, but she definitely has to focus on post players. And we've heard of a few different names, but to get a full list, Chris Johnson of Bruin 24/7 has put together his board, his transfer portal board, which lays out key targets. UCLA's kind of they hosted some players this weekend, I believe it was. So did the men's team. I'm going to get into that in a second. But the Bruins are looking really good in the transfer portal. But yeah, 2 more bigs. That's my preference. Specifically one that's 6'7", but like Lauren Betts. But obviously nice. they just need more they just need more bodies in the middle. But transitioning to men's basketball. Well, there's not much, obviously they fizzled out in the first weekend, but men's.
Basketball.
All right, what?
All right, what? Well, the men are doing pretty damn good. Currently, in the 24/7 Sports transfer portal rankings, the Bruins are 8th. And why is that? Well, for one, Jake, they're bringing in 2, not straight from Europe, but they're bringing in 2 Europeans that do have college experience. The Bruins first got a commitment last Thursday from 6'8" power forward Filip Jovic, who played at Auburn last year. And same day, they brought in, actually, I think it was like the same hour, 6'9" power forward Sergei Makura from Mississippi State. Both of these guys have really good potential. They are very physical players. and obviously you got to be a physical player in Mick Cronin's system. But I thought it was funny because it's like he tried to go away from the European recruits, the transfer recruits, but or from the incoming recruits. But it looks like he still loves their style of play. So having a year in college basketball, that'll probably help, especially when trying to tolerate what Cronin's going to give them. Then when was it? I think it was Friday or Saturday, UCLA brought in Texas Tech 6'1" Texas Tech point guard Jalen Petty, who is just an incredible basketball player. Similar to the hype that not as much as Dent, but I think he will be able to make a faster dent in this program earlier. We knew that Donovan kind of struggled early on, but I think this guy is more hard nosed, is not super flashy, and can just just plug in and help out with this Bruins offense. But that's good news so far, especially since they don't have Sky Clark, and Dent is moving on. They do have Trent Perry, but Trent Perry is he was like up and down, kind of roller coaster season. He made improvements, but you definitely want a guy who has experience, helping to lead this team, especially since Cronin definitely needs to do something next year. I don't think a lot of people are going to be very satisfied with anything similar. And with UCLA not even conference contenders the last three seasons, they got to do something about this. So hopefully this is a good jumping off point for the Bruins in building a good solid team for next year.
Let's hope so.
So that's what I got for men's basketball. And so football, Jake.
Yeah.
You talk football?
Sure.
All right, cool.
Blue 32, California, hey! Football.
It's funny, Mike. I am, absolutely optimistic and excited about when this team, takes the field, the football team, with the new coach, with Chesney and everything that's going on with them. But with that being said, I still am kind of where I am when Deshaun Foster was there this last year, because just from the fact of, like, we don't really know any of these guys, right? There's so many guys in the portal. Like, we knew them from, from James Madison, all that stuff, but we don't, Chesney seems really awesome. His assistant coaches seem really awesome. I was kind of doing a little OC on Dean Kennedy and a DC on Hitchler as well. But it all sounds really good. But until we see them actually coach on the field and with players that we're going to have to kind of learn for the first time, a whole lot of them, it's hard for me to get like super duper pumped, because there's just still so many unknowns and it's all like changing constantly. But we do have some spring football. Mike, what were your impressions? You went to one practice so far. What were your impressions?
Yeah, and if you haven't already, just start subscribing to Bruin 24/7 Sports. Jack Savage, son of UCLA baseball coach John Savage, and Connor Morissette have just been doing a bang-up job recapping every practice and just giving painting a picture of what they're seeing at practice. Really quickly, before I get into that, Chesney's also been doing some work
sure has
on the recruiting trail. UCLA is currently number 23, which we haven't seen in quite a long time. They're number 3 in the 24/7 Sports recruiting rankings.
Hold on for that.
Just this past week.
Hold on.
UCLA, fight.
Let's go. Continue.
Just this past week, UCLA pulled in 3 top-notch recruits.
Hold on again.
First one.
We're excited about this, Mike. I mean, it's good stuff, right? Come on.
Oh, dude, this is freaking amazing. And guys that we can kind of like get excited about. Not that we didn't before, but recruiting under Kelly and Foster was just not great. But like I said, just this past week, 3-star tight end Zach Ferris, who that guy turned a lot of heads when he committed to UCLA. I think
there's no relation
like
to Chris Ferris,
before that.
There's no.
Different spelling.
Yeah, okay.
Different spelling.
So you're saying under Kelly and Foster we're kind of more like this, but now in the current state of things we're kind of more like this. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Continue.
So. UCLA got a commitment from 3-star defensive lineman Montana Toil Lolo, who this guy looks like an absolute stud and a guy that could be, very productive, maybe a bit of a monster, when he develops in a few years with UCLA. But the big one, the one where I think, Chesney has been turning heads with recruiting and how he's presenting himself and the team. But the Bruins just got their highest rated recruit for the 2027 season with 4-star safety Paul Moala. And this guy is just an incredible. He's just a baller, man. Just an incredible athlete. And aside from his talents, just the fact that he's looking at UCLA and said, "Yeah, I want to go there." And when you read Jack Savage's articles about different recruits, a lot of recruits are saying like there's a difference here. Like this kind of feels like home. This feels like something that I want to be a part of. There's a different energy, and that's apparent. Like that goes without saying, to quote Dr. Frankenstein, because it does seem different. I mean, covering UCLA football the last few years. There's spring ball. You get excited. It's not the season yet, but you can experiment, try things out, get excited for this, get excited for that, and it just depends on how it's presented. There's obviously a completely different feeling. One, because the field is different. It's, literally, that does give a different sense of. Just change, and even though that came under Deshaun Foster's watch, it does give a different sense, just a different orientation of how the players, of how the team is performing. Also, we get a little bit more space as opposed to Kelly and Deshaun Foster, who kept us in the corner. You don't keep baby in the corner.
That's not so. Wait, describe the difference of what you're getting. I know you're about to, but like. Describe what it was.
So basically,
what it is.
So imagine 2 football fields. If you know these Spalding Field, the media would always be kept in the northwestern corner, and that was it. The first year that I covered Chip Kelly, I think it was the second or third year, we had the entire sideline from that northern. What's up, Chip? We had the entire sideline, and then with COVID, they just kept shrinking it down until we basically got the corner. Now with Chesney, we have the corner, but we can kind of go. We can hug the northern end and part of the eastern end of the sidelines, so we get a little bit more access. But overall, it's just there are just groups everywhere. It is organized like Chip Kelly, but it just seems like there's a lot more going on. But aside from that, what you were talking about right now is trying to learn all these new players. That's actually something I was thinking about the other day. Probably after spring practice, I'm going to put together an article, not an analysis, not necessarily an analysis of each position, but a get to know. Because there are a lot of looking at the idea, roster, Mike. Looking at the at Connor's post practice write-ups, I'm like, okay, Nico Iamaleava through to who the is this guy? So I'm like, seriously, all the 3 wide receivers that were with the ones today. I don't recognize their name. I mean, I recognize their name from from the transfer portal when all this started, but it's a different beast when you're trying to picture someone in your head catching a pass from Nico Iamaleava. That was a go route down the sideline, and we're like, wait, who is this guy? So just you want to get more of a, like I said, get to know your position group.
Fine idea.
But but as of now, like there are a lot of names being thrown around. There are a lot of guys who are vying for different spots, and it's kind of hard to keep track. So yeah, I definitely want to get into who the hell these players are. And obviously we know big ones like Wayne Knight and Sahir West, who came from James Madison, but there are so many other guys who are starting to make an impact. But it's slowly getting going right now. There's still some injuries like Sam Yoon, who is still out. As I said last week, that guy Rebel, what's his name? Ryan Rebel.
Not Jason
He's
Rebel.
taking us. No, not at all. He's taking snaps.
Jason
at
Rebel
center.
did the best impression today of someone that you have no idea who he is, but just let me tell you, he's very talented.
Mhm.
This is the best impression. Anyways, I'm sorry. Continue.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, and we're hearing some good stuff about a lot of different players, but it's all just a mishmash right now of trying to figure out who's going to start, who's going to be on the line. But some of the names that are already sticking out, obviously Nico, Madden Iamaleava, his younger brother, seems to be QB too. So hopefully there's no drop off. If he's called upon. Or some other guys. Obviously, Sahir West is just a beast, and he's starting with the edges. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying. So you got Nico, and then you have Madden. That's the 1-2 right now.
Yeah, that's the 1-2 so far.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What kind of quarterback is Madden supposed to be? Is he in the same mold as Nico? Is he more of like a classic-y pocket guy, or what's his deal?
He kind of like Nico. He can sit in the pocket, but he also has legs. If he needs to get out of a situation, he can run out of any trouble that heads his way. But right now it seems like those are the two guys. And at running back, obviously Wayne Knight has been a little banged up. So
Mike, sorry to interrupt you.
It was Anthony.
Mike, sorry.
Breaking news.
I hope
on a weekly basis.
News just in.
I hope I'm not disturbing everybody. I'm kind of doing some paperwork while Mike is talking through all this news, which is very good, and I'm enjoying our conversation, Mike. But I have to confess I am multitasking, so I hope it's not bleeding through on the microphone. But I just have to say this: I literally just now pulled out of a pile of paper, and this is a good feeling, Mike. When you find something,
Mm-hmm.
How about when you find a check that you know you haven't deposited? Is that like the greatest thing ever? Is that the greatest feeling ever? So.
Especially when it's more than like $10.
Your boy just pulled out a check in the name. It's payable to my wife, but it's payable to me and my wife in the amount of $4.03. I can't tell you how excited I am to find this particular check.
Get that bag.
Oh man. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your flow was interrupted, and my apologies, my friend.
Oh, no. It's okay. Just going over guys that have kind of been standing out. Anthony Woods has been pretty impressive. He kind of continues his production from last season. Let's see. Who else has been? Where are my notes here? There are
You're talking about Scooter last
being
time, right?
said. Yeah, Scooter Jackson. Yeah, he's out there. He's still impressing. A name that everybody should start to embed in their mind right now, just burn it into your skull. Linebacker Sammy Omosigo. Dude has just been impressing. The coaches love what he brings, and dude is just a physical guy. And he's been manning the linebacker position with Devin Palat. Another guy who's showing a lot of progress. Cole Martin. A guy who I honestly thought when his dad was gone that he was going to be gone, but he continues to impress at cornerback as well as Teo Johnson. Yeah, Sahir West, Aiden Gobert at the edges. I honestly think UCLA is going to have UCLA had like 5 sacks last season. I think that's going to be tripled this year.
Oh wow!
Because I mean, just what these
bold
guys
statement.
just their freaking bodies. I mean, these just big guys that are quick. Oh my God, they're going to have a pretty impressive edge rush. But yeah, it's all the depth charts are all moving around. We're still learning about guys like Derek Osman. Never heard of him. Tashawn James. Who are these guys? I mean, I know who they are from the transfer portal, but to actually get to know them, I think it's going to be very important to really connect with these guys. And that was the thing that at the beginning of last season during fall camp, or we couldn't even talk to these guys because Deshaun Foster was just keeping things close to the chest, which we don't understand why, because there was nothing presentable.
Turned out to probably be a bad decision.
But I digress. So, but yeah, it's been really interesting and fun to see all these new guys. But yeah, we definitely have to try to figure out who these are before the season. But so far, so good. I mean, it's just the guys that have been here, like Mateen Bagani, still just nailing long 30, 40, 50 yards. I think he hit a 55-yarder.
One more time.
Nice.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, Javian Thomas. That's the one who I forgot. Javian Thomas. He's apparently been the best running back so far.
Are you talking about this guy?
So it's been really.
You got to remember the guys that we have drops for,
Yes.
Mike. Come on.
I know that's the other thing. I need to know who's good on this team so we can have more drops.
And then we need to call this guy.
Hello, Mr. Benton.
And he's going to give us some more drops to do. So it's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So right now that's about just a really quick, simple assessment. I mean, just looking at practices, you're just like, what the hell are these guys doing? But you can see the progress from practice to practice, and obviously we're going to see a jump from spring to fall. But right now it's just looking really fun. At the very least, we're still in the honeymoon period with Bob Chesney.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun to see so far. All these guys really getting into it, and just giving some like hope. This is a new hope. This is episode 4 right now.
Wow.
So
I see what you did there.
Yeah, the Revenge of the Sith. That was pretty much Chip Kelly, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for football right now. I'm going to go out to on Saturday to see more of what's been developed since the first practice a few weeks ago. But yeah, I'm very excited for what's happening.
I'm really curious to see how it works out. And they brought the staff pretty much from James Madison, so they all know how to work together. They all have a common vision. The staff is pretty rad. The OC I like because he's kind of an up and coming guy, kind of molding right with Chesney with their offensive system, and then the defensive guy's got he's a little bit older, but not that old, and Luke Fickeltree, Wisconsin Tree, Alabama, Cody C there. So it's like they got the pedigree right now. Obviously, this is a staff that just comes off a playoff appearance. So if we could just see him play, like that's the thing. Mike, I don't know I don't think you already said it, but what's the status of the quote unquote spring game or culmination practice or whatever? What do we have any idea what that's going to be about? Sorry about the rattling.
The specifics? No, I think God, what day is it? It is definitely. God, where is it? Where's my map? It's going to be at the Rose Bowl. Was it May 2nd at noon? So, yeah, that should be cool. And it's actually going to be a spring game. There's going to be offense versus defense. So I'm very excited about that rather than having a glorified practice. And yeah, it was kind of noted that towards the end of Chip Kelly's tenure, the only reason he put them together was because he was contractually obligated to do so. So
it's funny.
It's like, oh, so wait, so you don't want to do this? You don't care about the fan base? Whatever, bro. Anyway, that's what I got.
Okay, well, that's fine, Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. But it's like I'm excited with a bunch of stuff that we have no idea what it actually is yet. So, the other thing I was going to say is, I'm looking forward to seeing the offense, but you keep bringing up your guy,
Hey, Mike.
Chip, and it's like, I just feel like this coaching staff with this vision, with this, very recent success and experience, seems like we're going to get what we wanted from Chip Kelly. And what I mean by that is these guys come in, they run a college offense that is very successful. It's something that is going to be heavy on the power run game and out of the spread, which is kind of what we all thought the Chip Kelly thing was going to be. And Chip's offense worked, sometimes spectacularly, right? But then he never got the defense side figured out. But I'm just looking forward to a wave of competence come through the UCLA coaching staff, hopefully from the coaching level all the way down to the field. And that's something that I'm looking forward to see, but I hope it actually happens instead of us just sitting here, with our, what's in our hands, like waiting for something good.
Yeah.
And I'll just say it right now, Mike, like it's early. Probably no one's listening to the show right now. People will listen to the show as we get closer to the season, I'm sure. But if this doesn't work for UCLA football, I may be one of those guys that just says, just shutter it now. We're
done.
There's no hope. You said it's a new hope. Well, if these guys can't make this work to some degree, there is no hope. And we should all just stop watching college football and stop and
just hit order 69.
Oh my God. Well, whatever order you want. But Mike, that's.
Oh, by the way, Jake, as you said, wave of confidence. Apparently they're playing Coachella next year.
Oh, that's pretty rad. Can't wait. Good. That's good. All right, Mike. Well, I'm done with that whole thing. So let's do does 24/7 have?
We're good.
Do you guys have anybody out at our number one ranked baseball team or our pretty kick-ass softball team? Because we should probably talk
Jack
about that
Savage.
next week.
Yeah, we should talk about baseball. Yeah, they're on their 32-game win streak. What are they, 32-game win streak? I think they're 37-2.
Well,
something
that's
like
very
that.
impressive.
They're just destroying people. Yeah.
So I mean,
I should. Yeah, I literally yesterday, Monday night, was the last time I had to do anything extensive for UCLA women's basketball. So now I can focus on other things. Like usually after football and basketball season, I can start looking at, start paying attention to the LA Kings.
Go Kings, go!
Well, now that these teams are good, I can't pay attention to the Kings until last night when the Kings had their second to last game of the season and they clinched a playoff spot. So there's that.
Congratulations.
So GKG.
I'm happy for you.
But and also I just want to say, I didn't say this earlier, but goddamn Bruins. I'm very proud of the fact that they went 3 in a row, picks 4, 5, and 6. But goddamn it, that really puts a lot of pressure on a guy that's writing articles. Although I have them prepped and ready, but just to be able to put where they went, how they went, any other interesting details. God, that was pressure. Trying to publish all 3 of those articles within like a 10-minute span. Like, can we slow it down?
That is pretty crazy, Mike.
But
good job.
But if there's any reason to be in that stressful situation, it is because you have 3 players from the team you cover going to the WNBA consecutively.
It's pretty rare.
I'm not gonna complain too much more about it. But yeah,
you shouldn't. Okay, well, good.
So that's all I got.
What's brewing with you? Ask me. What's brewing with me? Yeah. What's brewing with you? What's brewing with me? What's brewing with you?
Mikey, what is brewing with you?
Just covering the women's basketball team, just having a grand old time doing that. But this past weekend, prepping for the draft, I did have some downtime, and I made sure I had downtime because it was Coachella. And no, I didn't go to Coachella because I vowed after the last time I'm never going to Coachella again because it's just too exhausting and
been to
expensive.
festivals,
and
I'm never. I don't think I may go to another festival in my life. I'm never going to Coachella as well. I have no interest. And I literally stayed in the house across the street from the Polo Grounds at the start of the year, like January 1st or 2nd or whatever.
Oh, nice.
And it was cool. I was there. I do not want to be there during Coachella.
It is. Yeah, exactly. It is fun. If you get free tickets, at least go one day, half the day. It is kind of an experience. It's really fun, but it is a young person's game, and I'm just not doing that.
Well,
But
like I said, I've been to plenty of festivals.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. Now they started streaming it. So this weekend, like
Super
2
lit.
days, Friday and Saturday, I told the kids about, like, the last 3 years, the kids and I have been on the YouTube Coachella channel, just watching all these bands. They started to get it like last year. They're like, oh my God, this is an incredible set. But goddamn, Jake, I told you about it last week. We were like
I
texting
appreciate
each
that,
other,
Mike.
dude, Sabrina's on, The Strokes, blah, blah,
Oh my
blah.
God.
But at the same time, there were so many. Okay. I've been down on Coachella the last few years because they basically have turned it into an indie festival, into now we can have the big superstars, which is like watered it down. But at the same time, they still had a lot of good acts.
They definitely did.
Turnstile finally got to watch, quote unquote, watch Turnstile. God, that was an incredible set. And now because of that, because I told the kids, hey, I get the TV at 8 because Turnstile's on. And they're like, okay, deal. But we get the TV at 9 because Sabrina's on. I'm like,
That's right.
okay, deal. So
Hey,
Sabrina Carpenter even had a really good set.
We didn't
Insane
have a
set.
disagreement in our house. You know what happened at 9? Everybody sat down and watched Sabrina Carpenter. Now, maybe Sarah Merrifield was maybe rolling her eyes a little bit, but Molly Merrifield and Jake Merrifield were fully engaged.
Nice. Dude, they had a whole... She entered from the middle of the crowd.
Very cool.
What the hell was that? That was insane.
The worst thing about it was
Meryl
the dumb
Streep.
cameos. The Susan Sarandon thing was dumb. The Will Ferrell thing was dumb. But other than that,
I thought it was too long. Like,
Yes.
if it was quicker, but at the same time, you're paying these actors, like, especially Meryl Streep. So I was like, okay, get to the end. Or not Meryl Streep, but
Susan
I'm
Sarandon.
blanking on her name, but Susan Sarandon. I was like, okay, get to the point. But I liked how it intertwined with it, had this kind of like noir feel. But then, Saturday, the Strokes were on. My daughter wanted to see Bieber. I wasn't there, but I was in the other room watching 9 Inch Noise. I don't know if you got to see that, but that was
Did not.
basically a live version of 9 Inch Nails remixes.
Pretty fun.
And Trent Reznor sang with his super beautiful wife, Mary Queen Matigue, I think is her name. And it was just visually stunning. Iggy Pop was pretty badass. David Byrne had an amazing set. But it's fun. I love the fact that Coachella is streaming this so that I don't have to drive an hour and a half into the desert. And apparently it took people 4 hours to get home on Monday. So screw that. Jake, what's brewing with you?
No, I really appreciate that, Mike. And I'm just looking up Reznor's wife and Reznor, and congratulations to him. That's you're absolutely right about that. But Mike, I watched the Coachella too, and it was very fun. And I actually had a fairly lit, busy weekend. On Saturday, I went to football practice, but we have 3 practices before we have a game. Our last game and our next game is on May 2nd versus the Orange County Lawmen. This is, of course, your Los Angeles Grizzlies. Hear us roar. And with this practice, we were a little shorthanded because we had guys that couldn't make it. So I had to stand in at tackle for most of the practice.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, no pads and just kind of going through the motions or whatever. But I happened to be having to be matched up against 2 of our best players, Jason Wells and Eric Moyer, as our defensive ends. And so they, even at half speed, they were roasting me every time. But it was fun to get the feeling back of actually moving like a football player a little bit. And so I did enjoy that on Saturday morning. And then I had a wonderful lunch with my main man, Marlon Lane, one of the coaches of the Grizzlies and the heart of the Grizzlies, the all-time leading fundraiser of the Grizzlies. So that was fun on Saturday, at noon. And then we went to Sarah and I went to an impromptu dinner with our in-laws, Tara and Scott, Sarah's sister, Tara. And we ended up meeting halfway between us and Highland at a place called the Derby, which is over by Santa Anita, which is a old-timey steakhouse, and I had never eaten there before, and it was absolutely wonderful place to have a meal. Not cheap, but it was absolutely wonderful. So we had a nice meal on Saturday night, and then on Sunday, I woke up early and went to Avalon and went scuba diving with my superstar scuba instructor, Lisa, and she's from Scuba by Design, and that was super awesome. And then I came home and I made pralines I made pralines on like Friday with the twins, and I made them on Sunday night as well. New Orleans street food, which is pretty much just all sugar, a little bit of vanilla, and some praline nuts. And it turns out to be this super rich, very easy to make dessert. It takes like 20 minutes to make it total, and it was a lot of fun. And it's interesting to know that they come out perfect if you cook them to the right temperature. But if you're even 3 degrees off, they become a crumbly mess, which is really kind of weird. But that was, I had a big long weekend of doing stuff, and that was kind of, and it was all fun. So that was my What's Brewing, Mike, a multifaceted weekend. A lot of good stuff.
Nice.
So yeah, there we go. Mike, this is pretty good because you know what? I got through most of the paperwork on my desk right now, and I'm looking at a very
nice.
clean. I might actually take a picture of that, make that the picture for the show. It's like a clean sort of desktop. I like that. So good. Mike, is there anything happening this week that we need to be paying attention to heading into next week that you can think of?
Probably more of the same, just in terms of the transfer portal for the men's and women's team, and
you're going to go to a practice
for football. Yes, I will be there on Saturday.
So that's cool. So next week we'll be back talking about some stuff to one degree or another. And if you have anything to say, call the hotline 805-399-4WBS.
Or WBS.
And until next time, Mikey, what do we say?
Go Bruins.
Good evening.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
That was the What's Bruin Show.
Oh my God.
Try us tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
It's got to be in or out, Mom. In or out. Well, I need the door closed.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Dude, Rob, we play some ball on the West Coast.
The final word is boob.